Well, good morning, guys. It is only 9:30 in the morning and it is already a balmy 75 degrees here. It is really high humidity. We are expecting rain for the next 4 to 5 days. I'm hoping that maybe we'll get some and that it'll cool some things off. Okay, guys, I'm here at an estate sale in Newton, North Carolina this morning.
I don't know. She was on the phone. Oh, she's on the phone.
I don't know where they are right now, but there's some ducks in that yard over there. They were so pretty. Old chairs. They have quite a few bathtubs. People that live here are big-time collectors. Okay, there's some people around me that are complaining about the pricing, but this is what I want you to understand. A lot of the stuff is very old. It's vintage. Some of these items are antiques. And yes, antiques bring a lot of money. And if the people who are complaining were trying to sell off their collection, they too would want to get their money back out of their collections. Oh, thank goodness no one's up here. I was up here earlier, but there were people up here and I couldn't show you what else up here. This place is huge and there's just so much to see. I'm here on the first day of the sale. They are going to have 25% off tomorrow and 50% off the next day. So I will probably come back on 50% off day just because I'm on a really tight budget, y'all. There are some people here complaining loudly about the pricing. I just want to remind everybody the owners were here on site. The people that all of these collections belong to that are selling these collections off are here. And sadly, they get to overhear all of these nasty comments. Please be mindful when you're at an estate sale on someone else's property that the people who own the property or their family members may be there in the crowd and may be hearing all of the nasty negative things you're saying. It's just inappropriate and insensitive, y'all. Just remember that if this was you or your family members, you would want to get your money out of your collections too. And stop and think about how hurtful those comments might be to you if someone else was saying this about you or your things or the prices on things. And I do want to point out that at this particular estate sale, there is a person here that has organized this estate sale along with her team, and she does deal with antiques. It is someone who buys and sells and trades antiques. She's very knowledgeable, and her team help set all of the prices, okay? So please, once again, be very mindful of what you're saying about the owners of the items and the prices on things or the conditions of things. All of these items are vintage and antiques. The vintage and antique items are going to have some wear and tear on them a lot of times. I know a lot of people use the terms vintage and antique interchangeably. Things that are vintage are anything that's 20 to 100 years old typically. And an antique is usually something that is at least 100 years old and older. I ran into a couple of my friends while I was here, so it's always good to see them when I'm out and about. And I do want to thank Penny and her team for allowing me the opportunity to film here at this estate sale. Okay, so I've heard a lot of people say the prices are just way too high. They do have 25% off tomorrow, and the next day will be 50% off. So I'm hoping to come back by when they do the 50% off. But we're supposed to have rain like for the next 4 or 5 days, like a lot of rain potentially. So I don't know if I'll make it back over here or not, but I'm really hoping to. They have some really great pieces, but you know, I'm on a tight budget, y'all. Some gorgeous pieces. This one is $20. You always have to check for chips on everything, you know, especially when it comes to glassware, because I have picked up a couple of pieces that had chips on them. And you know, it's one thing when you're buying for yourself, even if it's vintage, but it's something else when you're trying to buy it and then resell it to someone else. You don't want to buy stuff and sell it that has chips on it. At least I don't. I know there are people out there that do sell stuff with chips, but I try my best not to. It is vintage, so a lot of it is not going to be perfect. I do remind you of that constantly. When you're buying vintage, you're buying things with chips, cracks, and flaws, because this stuff has, some of this stuff has been around for 50, 60 years. It's not going to be in perfect condition because it's vintage. These are so adorable. I love these, but I can't afford them. This one is $35 for the green one, but I love these. Oh my God, they're so pretty. I wanted this piece, but it's got a bad chip on it. There's a whole cabinet full of uranium glass that I want to show you guys, but there's constantly someone like right up in the cabinet, so there's no way for me to get it. Oh look, the Emberina wore off. Some pink depression glass, lots of white glass, some milk glass. Now please remember, not all white glass is milk glass. I love this salt shaker. They want $12 for it. I wish there was a pepper shaker to go with it, but there's not. More the pink depression glass. I started to buy this piece, but it has a bad chip on it, so I had to put it back. The elephant is $20. This is like paper mache. If it would have been glass, I would have picked it up just because it's so different. If it's still here on half price day, I might pick it up. Just because. And once again, if you're just now joining me for this video, the people that are having this estate sale have been big time collectors, lifetime collectors. I don't know why they're selling things off now, if they're downsizing or what. It's my understanding they're both living. But they are letting go of their collection. And they have a lot. This old chair, $65. They got that high chair right there, and there's another one right here. And look at the cane seat. It's in like perfect condition. That's rare to see that. $125. And I'm sure it's worth every penny. The doll is $20. She's quite different. If she's still here on half price day, I might get her, even though I don't do really well reselling dolls. I might get her just because she's unique and in great condition. Now this little fella here, he's not as in great condition, She's very, very old. I'd love to know what year this little doll was made in. Here's another little doll right here. She's 15. She's not as vintage apparently. Look at this old vintage rocker. It is walker, not rocker. It's an antique walker. Probably one of the first of this kind. $100. Now this little antique rocker is $50. Old fire hoses. We have some vintage, sorry for the quick turnaround there. You know, I try to avoid capturing other people in my videos. Ice cream parlor chairs. You get both of them for $60. They look like they're in pretty good shape, y'all. We used to always have these stools in our house and our grandparents' houses. $30 for this one. Looks like it's in really good condition too.
I like this nice one. It's just too much work to get it sharp. The edges on it. Chips on it.
Vintage aprons. So cute. $25 for each table. Lots of enamelware. A lot. Old bedpan for $10. The figurines, 2 for $60. These are nice if they're still here on half price day. I might reconsider getting those. Once again, this stuff is all vintage. So, you know, it's not going to be in perfect condition. Once again, there's lots of enamelware and some brass pieces. There's also some sterling silver and silver plating. If I'm not mistaken, I think they might be selling these 3 green display cabinets, but I'm not positive. I thought I saw on the advertisement that they were going to. This old rocker is $10. If it's still here, like on half price day, I might reconsider getting that. It's like a doll-size rocker. It's a silver and sterling, and this is brass, I do believe. I don't know. Made in Japan. The underside is not brass. It's $10. I don't know if it's for the set or per each. My uncle raised dairy cows, and when we had to wean the calves off, we used to feed them with these bottles. This is what you use to feed a calf, to keep it from feeding off of its mama so that we can have the milk from mama. Isn't that crazy? Those bring back so many memories. Here's another one. These two have the holder, the nipple holders. And these do not, or the bottle holders, I should say. $45. That'd be something I could get on half price day. I tell you, there's 14 blue ones. older yard lights for $100. I was wondering about the blow molds. Because I saw them advertised, but then I didn't see them when I was filming. The antique scooter is $90 and the trike is $125. I can finally get over here and film the uranium glass for y'all. This is all jadeite. These are uranium. I would love to have this set. I'm sure by the time I make it here on 25% off day or 50% off date, those will be gone. Look, y'all, I am not complaining about the prices. They deserve to get every penny that they can get for their collection. It's just that I'm on a really, really tight budget, and I can only afford to shop on 25 and 50% off day, and I am not ashamed to admit that. Now, I did find one inexpensive piece earlier today that I already bought it and paid for it before I continued filming. And I can't show it to you right now because the lady that's running the estate sale was kind enough to wrap it up and bag it for me and put it in a safe spot while I film. So thanks, Penny.
Oh, yeah.
He said he wasn't going to tell you about them. I can tell you the truth. He said, I'm not going to tell her about them.
I get them and I return them to
Go show her
family.
where they're at.
Yeah, that's nice.
She does.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
She does.
Oh, how
As a matter of fact,
sweet.
about once we go to a yard sale, she'll buy about 7 photographs.
There's so many beautiful pieces of vintage and costume jewelry here. I would like to take half of this with me, but I don't need it. And unfortunately, I've got to get ready to go because I am supposed to go film at another local antique store. Okay guys, I just finished filming at this estate sale. It's the first day of the sale, so prices are kind of high. A lot of people were complaining about the high prices, but it's vintage stuff and you gotta expect to pay more. So stay tuned and see if I come back on the second and third day.